Hi knitters, welcome to PJ Knits. My name is Penny and I live in Central Illinois and I am your hostess today for this episode 30. It is Wednesday, August 28th and it just so happens to be my 43rd anniversary. Woohoo! It's been great. We are so lucky and blessed. Right now. This weekend, my youngest twin son is going to marry a lovely young lady, and we are so excited for them and for the festivities that are going to be happening this weekend. Anyway, I will talk about that in future episodes, but for now, we are really super excited. It's a beautiful Wednesday in Central Illinois. The sun is shining. There is a nice breeze. And I'm taking this opportunity right now because there's some road work going on right outside my house. There seemed to be a little bit of a sinkhole, and they've been working it all morning. And right now I believe they went to lunch. So while the digging and the pounding and all the other stuff is quiet, I thought I'd better get on and do a little podcasting for you. I want to start with some girls' holiday bash updates. If you've watched before or if you've not watched, in December will be our last holiday bash at work. Two young ladies and I have been co-hosting this for 15 years. And about maybe 10, 12 years ago, I made all the attendees, along with my dear friend Norma, we knit scarves for everyone as their big gift. And so I decided about 40 months ago, when we decided that this probably would be in 2019 my last one, I decided that it would be fun to do some cowls and scarves or little shawlettes and gift everybody with that as their parting present for the last time, and our theme is going to be It's a Wrap. So it can be all kinds of different wraps. I have cowls, I have shawls, I have shawlettes, I have wraps, I have rectangular pieces that were supposed to be a poncho that turned into a big wrap. And so everybody, as their big gift, as a way of saying thank you for all the years, are going to get that wrapped up as a gift, and everybody will just be given one. There won't be any picks out. They can exchange after they unwrap their gift. That's fine, but we're not choosing anything. We're just going to lay them out at each of the tables, and that's what you get. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an update. I am moving along on some of those, and I'm going to show you something some of the things that I have finished this last couple of weeks. But first of all, I want to show you two donations that I received. And the first one is from my dear friend Becky. This one she did out of broadband, and she donated it to me, and I willingly took it. Isn't this beautiful? And for those of you who aren't familiar with broadband, it's a one skein yarn. And I have a couple of those upstairs that I might make one more out of. And it just gradiates from all of these colors. And I think that's super cool. So she donated this shawlette to my bash. Thank you, Becky, if you ever watch. And then Allison, who we met in person this summer, she was back in the States in our area, Central Illinois. She is currently in Malaysia, and we will see her in another 2 years. And she graciously donated, she actually started the donation, this shawl to me and sent it, and I received it last week. And Allison, I just want to give you a shout out. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for sending it to me. I so appreciate this, and I want to tell you how much fun it was meeting you in person. And in 2 years when you're back, yes, we're going to have lots of coffee dates because I will be retired by then and I can spend lots of time. And I'd love to have you come and knit here with us at Shea PJ Knits as well because we can. So it was so much fun spending a little bit of time with you. I'm sad that I couldn't spend more with you. And I thank you so very much for this gracious donation and helping me. And it's beautiful. I love this. This is going to be great. And I took pics last weekend outside on it, but look at that asymmetrical shawl, and it will be so appreciated by whoever receives it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And by now, let's see, you're probably back in Malaysia or real close to being back. So thank you. And again, please send me your mailing address, because I want to keep in touch through the mail as well while in the next couple of years. And Allison gave me a really super cool notebook that I'm going to be using, and I'm so very thankful and grateful, and I believe this is a friendship that's going to develop. So thank you both to Becky and to Allison for helping me along. And then ones that I have been knitting, first of all, I talked about some of these, but these are finally finished. And this is Le Petite Polizia. This is a free pattern by Espace Tricot. And I just love their shawls and their scarves and cowls that they have, again, graciously given. They're free through their website and on Ravelry. And so this one here, I'm going to start with this one and a scarf that I'm making. These are both out of Shulana Angora Fashion. And this is a yarn that I got from our local yarn shop years ago, I think when they were starting to go out of business, Knit 4 together. And so I had 3 balls of the green, so I wanted to make something large with it. And here it is. And it's just a shawlette as well. And I'll give you up close and personal of this. It's really green, and I'm loving it. And look at this halo. This was so much fun to knit on. It is so soft and squishy. So this was so cool. This was almost 3 balls. I had a little bit left, and then I was done. And then I had 2 balls of this, and I just made a little simple garter scarf, because I know some won't want shawls, some won't want cawls, and some may want just simple garter. And so is that not lush? Again, this was super, super cool to be knitting on. It is so soft and scrumptious. It has a dark light purple in it, and I just love it. And again, that's Shulana Angora Fashion, and I'm not sure that you can still get it, but it's 80% Angora and 20% nylon. So that's Shulana, and I love that. And then another sock tube that I had that Annette and Bindu cranked for me last spring. And again, I just took it and added a little cuff on it. And so there you go. That's for somebody who just wants a scarf and just wants to wrap it around or is tall. So I thought that was super cool. That one's going into the bin. And then I finished, this one is another Pearl Ridge. This is Pearl Ridge number 6. And this has llama and some stellina in it. You cannot really see maybe you can a little bit, the sparkle there. This was really meant to, at the time, that you dye the yarn, I think, because it was a dye-me one, but I wanted to keep it the cream, because I thought there will be some people who will want just a plain one. And again, this is Pearl Ridge. This is a free pattern. This is by Stephen West, and I am making a lot of these because they're fun to do. They're easy to knit along, and all of them, I am trying on all of them to be different, a different yarn for the most part. So this was number 6, sorry. This was number 6, Pearl Ridge number 6. And then just last night, I had a leftover of a Tosh Holly Festival that I made our granddaughter a shawl and a hat a few years back, and I had enough left to make a little short Pearl Ridge, and this is Pearl Ridge number 7. This is a Mad Tosh. And I think this is very similar to the same yarn that Allison used in hers, only I think hers was just a little bit lighter weight. This was a DK, and so I finished this one last night. A nice, just a short one for somebody who just wants a little bit. I think these are fine too for the wrapping of your neck. So anyway, those are the updates on the Girls Holiday Bash, and I'm plugging right along on those. I'm having some fun with those, and I make myself during any St. Louis Cardinal games that I'm watching on TV. The deal is I have to knit on the Girls Holiday Bash items. So that's what I've been knitting on during the baseball games. And then I've also kind of given myself a talking to and said, you must finish 2 a week right now before you can work on anything else. So I have been doing that as well, except for this morning. So don't listen to that. I told myself what I had to do and then I didn't. So yeah, that's probably par for the course. Anyway, so that is that one. Now, let's talk about shawls. We are about 3.5 weeks before the end of summer. Can you believe it? I can't believe this. Kids are going back to school. I can't believe we're heading into Labor Day weekend. I'm blown away at how quickly the summer went, but yet I am looking forward to fall because I love fall. I love the weather and I love everything about it. Things getting kind of back to normal. But today I'm going to talk about fun shawls, and I call the fun shawls really kind of an asymmetric shawl. It's a shawl that you can do fun things with fun colors, with different yarns. That's a lot of the ones that I call my fun shawls. I pulled yarns together from all kinds of places, and it's just fun to see how they all go together. And you can use texture on them. You can use lace. You can use eyelets. You can do them all in garter. You can do switching of some colors in them. So I really love them. And most of the ones that when I call them fun shawls, it's based on the shape, probably asymmetrical ones. Probably not for me as easy, I would say, to wear because I don't know how to wear them. And so I'm going to reach out to you all, and I hope that in the Ravelry group under this episode 30 that you'll post in there, how do you wear your fun shawls, your asymmetric shawls? Again, and I've said this before, a lot of mine are worn in the wintertime because I wear my standard wardrobe outfit for work right now is a turtleneck and pants, and then one of my fun shawls draped around, and usually draped around so it hangs in the front. So I would love for you to let us know in the Ravelry group, how do you wear yours? Share some links with us. Where can we go to find YouTube videos? I know there's some out there, and I will link a couple that I have found as well. So I'd be interested to see how you're wearing your fun shawls. Not only are they good, I think, for inside when I'm at work, but for the big ones that are long, I think they're great for wrapping around your coat in the wintertime when you're heading out into the elements, especially here in central Illinois. They keep telling us it's going to be a very, very cold winter again. And there's nothing like having a nice shawl wrapped around your neck. So those are some ideas for fun shawls. And I guess let's talk about them first, the ones that I have in my wardrobe. First one I'm going to show you is Find Your Fade, and I'll give you a little information. Again, this is an Andrea Mowry pattern. This one I knit in 2017. I was laid up with foot surgery that started in before Thanksgiving of 2016, and started watching podcasts to have something to do, and came across this pattern, Find Your Fade. And so I pretty much knit on this probably after Christmas through 2017 when I was going back to work. And I ordered a couple of yarns for this, and then when I was able to go up and down the stairs on my butt, I would go up and I got yarns to go with it. That's to go with the ones that I ordered. And I'll try here to give you an idea of the colors that I used. To start with, let's go to the right side. To start with, here at the bottom, this dark yarn is from Sun Valley Fibers, and these are all fingering weight in this. This is MCS fingering in onyx, and I've talked about this before. I used this in my first point of Libra shawl, and I had a little left over, and I used it in my fade. Then next up, this is from Vivid Yarn Studio. It is her high twist fingering, and this was called Berry Crush. Then next up, this one has a little yellow and blue to it. This is Fiber Story, and this one was just aqua and yellow. And then next up, this was another Vivid Yarn Studio, this aqua, and it was simply aqua. And then next was Hedgehog Fibers sock yarn. And this one was a potluck. And it was my first ever Hedgehog fiber. I bought it, can't even remember where I bought it. Thought I was going to do socks out of it, and it was very thin, I thought, and a little bit not twisted, very not twisted well. And so I thought I didn't want to use it for socks, so I put it into here. And then this one I had, and I had bought this from Fiber Universe in Peoria and had it for another shawl. I still have quite a bit of this left. And this is from a Whimsical Wool Yarn Company, and I love the color name. Always be yourself, unless you can be a unicorn. And then finally, this one also, Vivid Yarn Studio. And this was a berry. Isn't that cool? So that was Find Your Fade. And it was so much fun to put those colors together. And this is one that I wear on the outside of my coat a lot because it is so super, super long, as you can see. So this one goes on the outside of my coat, and you can pop it on your head if you need to when I'm walking across the parking lot. So that one is Find Your Fade. Next one up, this one is Quicksilver by Melanie Berg. And this one is a pay for pattern as well. And this one I knit in 2015 to 2016. And all of the yarns in this one are Sun Valley Fibers, MCN fingering. And the teal is Ocean. And then the lighter, it's a gray, is called Frost. And the navy is Ambassador. And it was so much fun. I had this one done when I went to January Thaw in 2016. And Melanie Berg was actually the teacher there. And I wore it. And I told her, I said, you know, I was a little concerned at how to wear it. I didn't really get it. And she helped style it on me. And because it was so long, this end was so long, what was so cool when we got done styling this one, and I'll just show you. When we got done styling this one, she came around, and this was so long here, she came around and she knotted this for me. And I thought this was super cool. What a super cool idea. There you go. And so I can just wear it just like that. I thought it was a super cool idea. And of course, how much better when the designer herself styles for you. So I loved that one. And again, that one's Quicksilver by Melanie Berg. And then another one by Melanie Berg. This is Drachenfels. And after being with her, I knit this in 2016. And I actually bought the yarn at Stitches Midwest at Yarn Culture, at the Yarn Culture booth, and they carried this yarn, which is called Rosy Green Wool Rosy Green Wool Cheeky Merino Joy. And I have some of this in other colors that I bought from them the next year from Yarn Culture for Vertices Unite by Stephen West, and I'm wanting to do that this winter. But anyway, and the reason, now this would be you will see this and you will think that this is an odd choice in colors for me. And it's not the brightest of colors. But what I did, the reason I bought it is I have, you're going to love it, a purplish pair of pants bordering on maroon. I have a pea soup turtleneck, okay? And so I wanted to wear those, but you know how hard it is to find something to go with that in the wintertime? And so I bought this yarn to go with it. And it's perfect. It has my purple pants. It has the pea soup green, which I love. And there you go. And the colorways on this one, the green is moss. The purple is called Wild Mauve, M-A-L-V-E. And then the lighter color is Sand. And this was such a fun knit. I love the alternating of that patterning there. And I just wore this to death after I knit it. And I still do. The thing is, the pea soup turtleneck had to go to the pile because I wore it so much. It was getting, you know, how they do, looking a little worn. And I did find another one that was a little bit different of a green, but I still wear it. So anyway, this is Drachenfels, and I love this one. This was a fun knit, and I enjoy wearing it. And then the last of the fun shawls that I want to show you today, I think everybody is knit. I've knit two of these, one for me and one for my Knitmas partner. This is the 3-color Cashmere shawl by Ho-He. And this is a pay-for pattern as well. And I knit this in 2016. And when the yarn that I purchased to knit mine, I bought it online. I saw it on an Instagram post that Stephen B. did in 2016. And because it was Willy Wonka inspired colors, I had to buy all 3 of the colors. And then what I did is after I knit it that summer in July when I went to knitting camp, the theme for that year I think was literature. And because Willy Wonka's book is a favorite of mine, I entered this in our contest and I won a prize, and I read a little passage out of the book. So I mean, it brings back memories. Plus, again, this one I had when I wore it to Stitches Midwest, I got so many compliments out of it. And again, not really colors. It's not the teals that I would normally wear, but brights. And I had, it all revolves back to outfit. I had a purple, not a turtleneck, but a purple top that it went perfect with. And I wore it for quite some time to work. And so here we go. Is that not bright? But I love it. I love wearing it. I wear it a lot in the wintertime with the purple turtleneck and even with the hot pink. Fun. The yarn that this one is knit out of is Republic of Wool Twist Fingering. And the pink is Snosberry. The green is Fizzy Lifting Drink. And then the picot edges, and the top up here. This is Candy is Dandy. Willy Wonka inspired colors. And so I had to do it. And I just love this. And it is a fun one. Now, since then, my friend Susan Rainey developed a technique so that when you're doing these tab casts on, you don't get this little blip, as you can see. And I will link to the information on that as to where to go to find more about eliminating that on the crescent shawls and on shawls like this, because this really bugs me. As you can see if you wear it like that. So I kind of tuck it down and do things like that. But I will put that in the show notes in the Ravelry group, PJ Knits. And also I put the show notes on my blog, which is www.pjknits.blogspot.com. I do both of those. And so I will link those, put those links in the show notes. Now, I will say, as I always do, and especially with this weekend and some other things that are going on right now, I don't know if I'll get the show notes in there until after the weekend. So they may be a slow and going, but I will put the show notes in the Ravelry group and also on my blog as soon as I can and I have time to. If I have time today, I will try and get some of that done, but a lot's going on right now at Shea PJ Knits. So anyway, those are the fun shawls that I wanted to just kind of talk to you about and show you and give you some updates. I know that in a few weeks, Summer of Shawls will be over with. Going forward in the fall when I podcast, we will have a segment called Shawl and Tell, and I am lifting that right from our hospice thing. I love that little saying. And so there always will be a segment on shawls because I love, love, love knitting on them. I want to share those with you. And I want you to share with us, continue the talk throughout the fall about shawls that you love or shawls that you are finding. Just a quick books and bag. A friend gave me this book back last week. It's Knitlandia by Claire Parks. I like this book. This is a book that, and I'll just read the back. It says, in Knitlandia, Clara Parks takes us from Taos to Reykjavik and beyond, knitting together stories of unique characters and places and yarn. Parks is such an engaging guide into this world that by the end of the book, you want to grab her by the knitting needles and beg to join her on your next trip. So I just want to say I loved reading the book, and now that it has come back to me, I want to offer this up to one of my viewers to, if you've not read it, I would love to send it to you or get it to you and pass it on. I do not want the book back when you're done with it because I've read it and I'm not going to read it again. And I think I have it in iBooks as well because I think I bought it both ways. But anyway, if you will just reach out to me, I would love to send this to you, and you can do it by instant message on Ravelry. Whoever contacts me first, give me your mailing address, and I will get that out to you. But I would love to pass this book on because it was a fun read, and it's called Knitter Sees the World, and it's Knitlandia. So please reach out if you are interested in reading. And then last, not your normal bag, but because we have a wedding, I just have to show you my bag because I'm going to tell you, I have no new yarn this week. I have no new purchases that have come in the door that are yarn related or knitting related. And I'm feeling pretty good about myself because I really want to knit on the stash and patterns that I have. But I want to share something with you because I'm going to use it this weekend. When Debbie and I were up at ZK, we always take a day and we head up to the Twin Cities to go shopping at some yarn shops. And I've talked about that before and other things. And so we always hit the outlet mall and go to Kate Spade and Coach and Skechers. And I found the perfect bag for the wedding. Is that not super, super cool? Has a nice long strap in it if I want to use it. I'm excited about my new bag. And it goes with the shoes that I'm still trying to break in because I have feet issues. So most of the time, this mom will be in her tennis shoes. But isn't that super, super cool? I'm excited about those. And I wanted to share my new bag. So that is all I've got for you this week. Oh, it's going to be a great week. And I will talk to you in a couple of weeks, probably right before hospice, and update you on the wedding and other things that have been going on. I appreciate so much you tuning in and stopping by, and hope you will continue to do so. And I hope everything is going well for you. I hope you are enjoying this gorgeous weather if you're as lucky as we are. And looking forward to fall and finishing up summer and all the wonderful things. So until the next time, knit on with confidence and hope. Thanks a bunch. Bye.